morning. How are you doing today? Hope everybody is having a really super awesome day today, regardless of whether it be morning, noon, or night. You are fabulous today. Fabulous. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Gabe, and this is Gabe Loves Makeup, and I'm so glad to have you here today, because guess what? Today, guys, we have a little bit of a battle going on today. It's the battle of the foundations for the month of January. So if you guys want to see what my top one is, or the one that I thought was probably the better one in January, then stick around and let's do it together. We are ready to dive into this battle, boy. Let me tell you, it's been a month for January for all these foundation launches. Before I do, just wanted to tell you guys, I do not have all of these foundations. So, one, two, I think it was two. I think two of them I don't have. So I just got samples of. So just to let you guys know. But the others I do have, or I have a tester of one of them. I don't really have an actual product, but I have a tester of. But anyway, with that said, so now we're ready to get started. So in my number 6 slot, because there's 6 of these. So in my number 6 slot is going to be the Dior Skin Glow. And I will put it up here on the screen so you guys can see it. I felt like this foundation was too dry. I mean, believe it or not, it's supposed to be a skin glowing foundation, and it does look radiant. But the thing about it is that it looks radiant on the surface, but underneath it feels dry. So I don't know if that is explainable or if that makes any sense, but I just felt like it was just way too dry. Because it leaves it goes on kind of like, it actually is like matte underneath, but it leaves a shine. So it's like a matte with a shine. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Huda Luminous Fox Filter matte foundation, because it's the luminous, but it's the matte. So it's got a little bit of a luminosity to it, but underneath the surface, it's still matte. So I don't know. It's just something about it. I love Dior's foundations, because if you guys are new to my channel, I freelance for Dior. I do work for them on the side. I worked for them for 7 years. So I know quite a bit about Dior, and I remember when Skin Glow came out, the original, and the original one, was very hard for me to wear as well. For some reason, it didn't work well with my skin. This one did okay with my skin. For some reason, I just didn't like the texture of it. I just didn't think it looked really flattering after a while. When I did the side-by-side comparison to the capture, I felt like it just still looked drier than the capture. So to me, and being dry skin, kind of a matte that I have on, or anything with a little bit of a matte texture makes my skin look textured or really dry looking, and I just don't like that. So that one, thank goodness, I just got a sample of. I did not get an actual, I didn't purchase it actually, but I did compare that one in my Dior video, which I'll put up here if you guys want to see, to some of my other Dior foundations, because I have quite a few of them, but it's just, for some reason, it just didn't work well for me, and I did not try the Forever Matte, which I have in store, so I know what it looks like and what it feels like in store. I just didn't purchase it either, or try the sample of it, because I know that it definitely would not work for me. It's way too matte. Maybe in the summer we might try that one just to play with it and see, but it just didn't work for me. So that one is at number 6. So at my number 5 going to be the Loreal. It's the Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. Now I did this review in the middle of December. I got this off of Amazon, and there's 8 colors in it, and I picked up one, and they sent me another one for nothing. So I actually got 2 of them. So this is a really beautiful product. It's a very moussey, whipped product, so it's very, very wet. It goes under the skin really beautifully, so you can barely see, you can't see it much. It just evaporates into the skin, but it leaves a really beautiful, luminous glow to the skin. It's very lightweight. It's kind of like a little bit of everything. There's no sunscreen in it, so you don't get any flashback or anything like that. It stays on pretty good for it to be a tinted balm. If you set it with a little bit of powder, it stays on pretty well all day. I really enjoyed this. For literally for the 2 of them, it was like $11.98. I think I got for 2 of these, and so basically I paid like $5 for this. The only thing is the colors are just very, very yellow. Everything is yellow. This is shade medium, and you can see it's got a lot of yellowness to it. which I don't mind because it does blend into the skin, because I can't go any lighter, because if I do, it's going to make me look really washed out, and I just don't like that. But if you can find a shade in this, I think you would really enjoy it. But I really like it. Again, it works well all day. I like the freshness of it. If you like a very lightweight, balmy feel, you may actually like this. And if you're dry, you will really enjoy this. I think dry, normal, and combination can wear it. I think if you're very oily, you may not like it, but but it's worth the pickup to try. Number 4 spot is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin. I really like this foundation. I have it on now. I mixed this actually with the Chanel. I really do like this product. I mean, it's nice. It's very hydrating. It's got a very radiant look to it. It wears pretty well throughout the day. Even if you set it. I've seen a lot of mixed results, mixed reviews with this one. I know that there's some people that really love it, and there's some people that don't like it. Some people feel like it settles. Some people have said that, after a certain amount of time, which I will agree with, after a certain amount of time, it starts to lose its beautiful, look to it. It's not as now my skin just sucks up the makeup, so by the end of the day it's gone anyway, and with the mask and stuff on me anyway, it doesn't matter what I have on, it's going to suck into my skin. So but I really do like this, especially mixed with something else. It works really well. So if you have something a little bit more matte, like the Forever, for example, and you wanted to mix a little bit of this with it, it would give it a really beautiful look to it. So it would give it a little bit more of a luminosity. This is a good mixing foundation. I think this one would be really good for you to mix with something if you have something that's a little bit more on that matte side or natural side, but you want to twinge it up a little bit and give it a little bit more glow, a little bit more hydrating. If maybe your foundation is not doing what it could, not that you would want to go out to buy this just to mix in with it, but I mean, if you do have it and you bought it and you're like, well, I really didn't really care for it much, or you don't, you didn't return it, or you don't know if you want to return it or not, try mixing it with another foundation. I think you might really like it. I enjoy it. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's nice. But that's the reason why it's at my number 4 spot. It's still not my favorite because there were some other ones I just thought that were just so much more better. But I do like it. It is a good foundation. It works good on me. I know, again, like I said, I've heard many mixed results. I've heard from you guys the same. Some of you have liked it. Some of you have not liked it. So, anyway, sound off down below and let me know if you picked this up or if you cared for it. I know, again, I've heard from some of you and said you did not. It was very yucky on you, but just set on your skin all day. I've heard from quite a few of you. It doesn't do that on me, but I don't know if it's just because my skin I don't know. It just, for some reason, it doesn't do that on me, especially if I use a really good primer or something. Now, by itself, without a primer, this product is not that great, and you cannot use it with a, something with a little bit more matte to it. You can't use it with anything like that. It does good with a gripping one. A gripping foundation like the Milk Primer, it works really good with that one, or something more hydrating, but you cannot put this over top of something matte. You can't put this over top of anything with a lot of silicone to it or whatever. It will not, it just does not act well with it. It just doesn't react well with it. But, all in all, this is my number 4. That's all I got to say about that one. Going to be the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. And you can see this is my bottle right here because I had to sample. This foundation really blew me away. I really was shocked by this foundation. I do not have any NARS foundations. None of the NARS foundations has ever worked for me. I am not a big NARS fan of certain things. I mean, there's a beautiful line. It has beautiful product. And I have so many of you that's reached out to me and said, oh, I love this by NARS and I love this by NARS. And I mean, and I'm so glad that it makes you happy and it brings you joy and you have found what you love in it. And that is awesome. And I think that's great. But for me, it just has never worked. So when they were talking about this foundation, I was finally like, you know what? I'm going to finally give NARS a try. I don't know if it's going to work for me or not, but I'm going to give it a try. So the color choices are, I forgot how many shades. I want to say 34 shades. Or maybe 40. I can't remember, but a lot of them are yellow. They're very, very yellow. They have a lot of yellow undertones to them. So I ended up picking up, I can't remember which shade it is, but I'll leave it here below, but it's like Sahil or something like that. Maybe I can't remember, but I'll put it down here. But, it was a medium one. And actually the color was not bad at all. And it actually worked out really nicely. It leaves a beautiful, luminous, radiant look to the skin. If you set it just a little, it stays on pretty well all day. I mean, it makes your skin look really beautiful. Especially if you wear like, I wear like my Dior powder and a powder over top of it. It makes it look really seamless. It makes it look really nice. It stays on pretty well all day. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you guys about it? It's very lightweight. It's a little different from the Charlotte. The Charlotte is a little bit more on the sticky side because of the hyaluronic acid in it. And I think this one does too, because it's a skincare kind of a foundation. But this one goes into the skin more. So it doesn't feel like it sets on the skin. It actually kind of like goes into the skin and it blends well with the skin. So it's a little bit more seamless, where the Charlotte leaves a little bit more of a tack. So, which is not a bad thing. So if you're dry, it's okay. But if you're not dry and you're maybe normal or combination, it's a little bit too sticky and it just doesn't work well. This one would be really good for a lot of skin types. Even if you're oilier or more of a normal oily somewhat. I had one of my subscribers, she did tell me that she tried this and it made her look like an oil slick. So, I mean, so her skin, I guess, I take it was a little bit more on the oily side, and this just made it look even oilier. Even with powder and everything, she said it didn't work for her. So, I mean, so it may not work for more of an oilier skin type. It may work a little bit better for somebody that's a little bit more normal, like not as heavy combo, maybe like a normal light combo, because it does give a glow. It does look radiant, but that's the whole purpose of the foundation. You know, there's no SPF in it or anything like that. It is a really good foundation. So I definitely make this my number 3. Okay, so we are down to the last 2. Okay, so this is a little difficult. So I had a little tough time with this one. So if you guys didn't know, Dior Capture Total was reformulated. Because Capture Total is not Dior's top foundation that they focus on in the masses. They focus more because the masses, when I say that, you know, Sephora's only sell certain foundations in places. So they pick bigger foundations with a bigger range so they can actually sell those in areas. And then, you know, then at the counter, they carry the Capture Total. So if you find a beauty counter that's near you, or a Nordstrom's or Neiman's, you know, a Saks, Bloomingdale's, Macy's, Dillard's, a lot of those stores that have the actual beauty counter in it, they usually carry Capture Total. Was reformulated as well, but it was more of a quiet because it's not as big as the Skin Glow and Forever, because Forever is one of Dior's big lines. But they did reformulate it, and I'm telling you, it is really, really awesome. It's a beautiful foundation. But so with that said, then came along Chanel, and Chanel did this beautiful hydrating, revitalizing foundation with red camellia extract in it, and it's part of their #1 brand that they launched in Ulta, which eventually will, and it's in the boutiques as well, and eventually I'm thinking it's going to go to Nordstrom's and Dillard's and stuff, because I think they're playing with it to see, but the Ulta customer, the younger customers, what they were gearing it towards. So anyway, because I ended up getting this one, which I wasn't planning on getting, so it's, you know, and she's $70 and the Capture is $82. So I'm a little bit of a battle between the two of these because they're both so beautiful. So with that said, with my number 2 spot, the reason for being, before I give you my number 2 spot, let me just say two or three things different about this foundation. So this one's a fuller coverage. This one gives a medium to a fuller coverage. This one gives more of a light to maybe a light medium coverage. This one is a treatment foundation as well as this one, but this one actually helps with age spots and brown spots and lines and wrinkles, and it actually helps to plump the skin as well. And it has there's an SPF, I think it's a 20 in it, and it's a serum potent foundation. So it's got the Dior Capture Total serum invested into the makeup. So it's giving you treatment and it's giving you the radiance as it's covering the same. The Chanel has the red camellia extract flower in it, so it's going to give you the revitalization, it's going to give you the glow, it's going to give you the all over just easiness of the product, but it's just made to be more of like your skin but better. So with that said, there's a little difference with the coverage and things like that, and this one does not have a sunscreen and this one does. So with that said, brings us back to our number 2 spot. So because I don't like really heavy coverage every day, but I love this reformulation. The Capture Total is going to be number 2. So, I mean, I was thinking it was going to be my number 1, but, you know, I'm wearing it again to like work and stuff. To me, it's a little bit much for me during the day. So it's a little bit more, but I know that a lot of you love medium coverage and you love fuller. And when I did the review, it looks beautiful. When I'm filming on camera, it looks great. But when I'm working, for me, I really don't like a lot. I don't need a lot of that. Like, I would probably water this down a little bit even more, probably with maybe just a little bit more of an oil, or maybe a little bit more of a moisturizer, just to put it on a little bit sheerer. Because putting it on straight on with a brush or with a, or with a sponge, it's just a little bit too much for me. But I love it. It just looks so beautiful. It looks so luminous. And again, if you haven't seen my video, you have to see it, because seeing is believing, because on camera, it just looks amazing. It looks so beautiful. Your skin immediately looks plump. It, compared to the Skin Glow, it just makes your skin look amazing. So if I was you and you wanted to try one of the two, now if you like a little bit more of a matte finish, but you like a little glow to your foundation, then go with the Skin Glow. I think it would be more of a good normal combination one. But if you're dry and you're more mature, and because I'm 50, so if any of you guys are around my age, or maybe a little bit younger, or maybe a little bit older, I think you would like this better if you like a little bit more coverage. And again, this isn't the actual bottle. The actual bottle is bigger and it's prettier. This is just the tester, but it does make a beautiful difference on the skin. It gives you a beautiful glow, but it's just going to give you more coverage. So if you've got things to cover more, it's going to do that. Whereas my number 1 spot is the Chanel Revitalizing Red Camellia Foundation. I love it. I love it. This thing, I've been like, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this product. I even mixed it with the Charlotte Tilbury today. I had to mix them together because I'm so obsessed with this. And I'm like, I've got all these other foundations I need to use too, but I'm like obsessed with this one now. I love it. And and I have a lot of Chanel foundations. I have Sublimage. Again, I will maybe I can put up my Chanel video up here so you guys can see. I actually show you all my different Chanel foundations that I have. I have quite a few of them. And I love all of them. They're all great. They're all beautiful. They all just do a different thing. This one is just kind of like if Boy de Chanel met the, the Sublimage La Tante, the Sublimage La Tante, the one that's in my bigger bottle, the glass bottle, the real expensive one. It's a skincare one. If you mix those together, it's like it had a baby. And this is the baby. I love it. It's just such a good foundation. I love it. It's awesome. It's awesome. So, with that said, guys, you will be seeing this a lot on my channel. So I'm just going to be saying, now I'm sure there's going to be more foundations come out. You guys know how it is this time of year. And, they're all going to be concealers this year, I think. I think concealers are going to be another big thing this year. I think more tints are going to come out, which I'm kind of like over the tint thing. Like, I saw a lot of people reviewing the Jacqueline skin tint. And you guys know I love me some Jacqueline because I've got quite a few of her things that I love. But then there's some things that she has that I don't. But it looks like the concealer's too matte. It looks just way too much for me. I'm kind of over skin tints, I don't know. I'm kind of over it. But this is supposed to be kind of like that, but it's just different. It's a little bit more. It gives you more than a skin tint, but yet it gives you enough. So I don't know how to describe that, but it gives you a glow. It's beautiful. It stays on all day. Even with the mask on and you take it off, it still looks great. And when it wears off gradually. It wears off in a beautiful way. Not in a bad way, but in a beautiful way. So I just can't say enough about this. So if you can find a shade in it, because it's 20 shades. And looking at the shade range in Ulta, because I was in Ulta again on this past Friday. I was in there training an employee for Lancome. And when I was in there, because I work for Lancome too, my channel, I'm like all over the place. So when I was in there, I actually was looking at the shades again, and they're decent. It's like a Chanel. Chanel's the shade ranges can improve. They're getting there, but they're not there yet, but they're getting there. If you can find a shade in this, or maybe you can get an Ulta employee to give you a sample. I know they're really strict on it right now, but it is just a really beautiful foundation. Even if you bought it and you returned it, didn't hear that from me. If you want to try it, just buy it and then return it. But, you know, but it is really beautiful. It is great. It does have a little bit of a smell, you know, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury and the Dior, Dior has a little bit, the Charlotte has a little bit of a smell. The L'Oreal does not. It doesn't have any smell at all, and the NARS does not either. And then the Charlotte Tilbury and the NARS is cruelty-free. The Chanel, the Dior are, you know, as far as I know, they're not. So I don't know if NARS or Charlotte really aware of that, but I do know that they are cruelty-free, and I think they're bunny, what is it, the bunny seal, bunny something, bunny something, I can't remember. All of these foundations, though, are great. Again, like even the Skin Glow was good. It just, for me, it was just a little bit too matte. But all of these foundations are great. You have options. So, I mean, there wasn't a really bad one. Not for me anyway. It's just, this is just my preferences. So, I hope you guys have liked this video. You know, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helped you make any decisions if you had any guesses about anything. You know, because I know this little tag is going around with these foundations. So, I'm a little bit late on the bandwagon, but I'm doing it because I just want to give you guys my feedback on it. So, but anyway, with that said, guys, you know, be safe, be strong, be proud, stand tall, love yourself, and remember to love somebody today. Make sure you tell somebody that you love them, because life is way too short. Just throw it out there. So make sure that you tell people that you love them and they know. And, you know, and also be a little kind to somebody today. A little kindness goes an awful long way. Especially these days, it really, really does. And with that said, I love you guys. Peace out, and we will see you again in the next episode. Bye.